So, interesting. Pep Guardiola apparently has confirmed that Manchester City will be his final club management role and has hinted as a possible manager for a national team in the future. Which one? Well, let's read on. Let's have a look at what's been said here on thefootballchronicle.com, guys. Full article as always. Manchester City manager Pep Guardiola has revealed that his current position will be his final role in club football before he potentially pursues a career coaching a national team. The 53-year-old Spaniard, who has won 15 major trophies since taking charge of Manchester City in 2016, recently signed a 2-year contract extension with the club until the summer of 2027. In a YouTube interview with celebrity chef Danny Garcia, Guardiola made clear that he has no intention of managing another club after his time at Manchester City comes to an end, whether in the Premier League or abroad. I'm not going to manage another team, he said. I'm not going to talking about the long-term future, but what I'm not going to do is leave Man City, go on to another country and do the same thing as now. The former Barcelona and Bayern Munich boss cited a lack of energy as the main reason for his decision, stating, "I wouldn't have the energy. The thought of starting somewhere else, all the process of training and so on, no, maybe another national team." But that's different. Guardiola also hinted at the possibility of taking a break from football altogether once he steps down at City, saying, "I want to leave it and go play golf, but I can't if he takes a club job. I think stopping would do me good. And he did take a year sabbatical after managing FC Barcelona, I believe it was, before managing Bayern Munich. I know it was between one of the jobs. He took an entire year. He was in New York, of all places. Decided to chill there for a little bit. The revelation comes amid the challenging period for Manchester City, who have won just once since Guardiola extended his contract, and only once in 9 games since beating Southampton on the 26th of October. The victory came at home against Nottingham Forest last Wednesday, but it was followed by a 2-2 draw away to Crystal Palace over the weekend. City now face a crucial week with a Champions League clash against Juventus on Wednesday and a Manchester derby against United in the Premier League on Sunday. Guardiola, speaking in his pre-game news conference, emphasised the importance of him focusing on one game at a time, given the team's recent form. And you can watch that press conference on thefootballchronicle.com in its entirety, courtesy to a UEFA for providing us with that resource there. Always appreciated, guys. Right now, we are not in the position, when we have had the results we've had in the last 7-8 games, to talk about winning games in plural. We have to win the game and not look at what happens in the next one yet. Guardiola's announcement about his future plans has sparked speculation about who might eventually succeed him at Manchester City and which national team he could potentially manage in the future. The Spaniard's decision to rule out a return to club football after his time at City also highlights the immense pressure and demands placed on top-level managers in the modern game. I mean, yeah, look at his hairline. He doesn't have one. But in all seriousness, I can imagine it's incredibly stressful, yeah. As Manchester City continues to navigate a challenging period, both domestically and in Europe, Guardiola's focus will undoubtedly remain on turning the club's fortunes around and adding to its already impressive trophy haul before he eventually steps away from club management. Right, well, interesting stuff. I had no idea the man had been on a cooking show, going out and making some patatas bravas. No idea. Maybe I reckon Guardiola make a nice paella. What do you guys reckon? I think he would, to be honest. Oh, I love a paella. I'm absolutely starving. Can you guys tell? Thinking about food. But in all seriousness, I mean, I get it. I mean, at the end of the day, right, he's won everything with Barcelona. He's won everything with Man City. He won everything but the Champions League with Bayern Munich. Like, where's he going to go? He did speak very complimentarily about he did speak in very complimentary terms about Juventus this week. And I mean, it might just be kind of buttering them up before the playing in the Champions League, but maybe going to Italy will be the next one. That's kind of the next league down the ladder, really. But does he want to go down the ladder? Probably not. He's 53. He'll be 55, 56 by the time his Man City contract ends. Interestingly, that's kind of between the next World Cup and the next Euros. Who does he go and manage? Well, you might think, oh, well, he's Spanish, so probably might go and manage Spain, but I don't think that's ever going to happen. I would never call him Spanish personally, even though he competed for the Spanish national team, even though his passport will say he's Spanish. I would definitely probably rather refer to him as a Catalan, because at the end of the day, Catalonia, for you guys that don't know, before we get into Spanish history and politics, it's basically a separate region. It'd be a bit like if you called a Scotsman English. They wouldn't like it because one, it's wrong, and two, it's a different thing at the end of the day. It's a bit like that with Catalonia. It's its own separate region. It's part of Spain, but it's not part of Spain. A bit like the Basque Country, Galicia. Spain's got a few of them, to be fair, where people there identify more with their region than their nation. And Guardiola definitely comes into that camp. What was it now? Didn't he wear that yellow flower as a message of support to the people protesting in Catalonia, in Barcelona, which obviously the Spanish authorities would not have appreciated. I'm not saying what Guardiola did was wrong. I fully support his right to do that. It's no different to someone wearing a poppy. You want to wear one? Go for it, mate. No problems with me at all. But at the end of the day, if someone doesn't want to wear a poppy, go for it, mate. None of my business, I've got no problem with it. You might like this Christmas jumper, you might not. I don't see an issue with it personally. It's just what it is. It's opinions. But I would never see Guardiola going and managing the Spanish national team. There's always those rumours about him going to manage England, though. Would he want to manage England? I think he might, I think he might. But it also depends on how long Tuchel stays around for. If we flop in the World Cup, Tuchel's gone, I think, straight away. Will we flop in the World Cup? Don't think so. I don't think so. I think England will rightly go in as one of the favourites. The favourites? Probably not. France, Spain, maybe Germany. They're looking pretty good. And you can't discount the likes of Argentina and Brazil. I say Brazil with a grimaced face because Brazil are a bit of a joke, to be honest. But you can never properly rule them out. They're always going to be there or thereabouts, surely. Even as bad as they've been in South American qualifying. So, for me, England. I think he could well manage England one day. But it's all about if the opportunity presents itself. Would Pep turn down the Spanish FA's advances if they went for him? Possibly. With how much of a basket case behind the scenes the Spanish FA is and has been for some time, I think he might well do. Although on the pitch, Spain are extremely successful right now, so clearly it's not affecting them. But it's all about, does De La Fuente step aside? Does Spain flop at the next World Cup? Does he leave early? Does he leave in 2026? Is that a potential clause in his new contract? We don't know. And then, of course, there's the charges with Manchester City. Do they get relegated? Do they get a points deduction? Does their name get dragged through the mud? Those 115 charges that apparently are now 130 charges according to reports. They've got an additional 15 cases. They're really racking them up now, aren't they? Where's it going to end? There's all that as well, but that's not going to be sorted until, well, even if they get convicted of it, there's going to be appeals. They're going to drag this through the mud as long as possible. So we're talking years. It might not even be finished by the time that Guardiola leaves anyway, and then it's just like mic drop and just exit stage right. I don't know. But what do you guys think? Because I think that's a very interesting comment from Guardiola. He's a man who, when it comes to stuff like this, he means it. So I think Man City will be his final club. How long he'll stay there for, who knows? He might even stay longer than 2028. Could stay until 2030. Next, who knows? The guy's a winning machine right now in Man City. So yeah, I want to hear your thoughts, guys. Let us know in the comments below, and for much more football news and opinions, do keep it tuned here to thefootballchronicle.com. Like, share, comment, subscribe, ring the bell as well. Have a good one, guys. We'll see you soon.